Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Today is Wednesday, April the 15th. Like I said, I hope everybody made it through the storms okay over the weekend and everybody's doing well. Today we're going to focus on review problem number 4. And for this problem, we're going to be using the law of cosines. Okay, now there is a lot involved here with this as far as when to use the law of sines, when to use the law of cosines. Is it angle, side, angle? Is it side, side, side? I mean, what are we dealing with? When to use what? I'm simplifying that down and I'm telling you, hey, on this example problem 4, okay, you are going to be using the law of cosines, okay? Now, when I give you guys a formula, y'all can go right through it, okay? You do an exceptional job of that. You usually, I give you a formula, bam, you got it, okay? So that's kind of what today is. We'll also do another lesson this week, probably on Friday, because example review problem 3, 4, and 5 are all about the same, okay? So they're all dealing with trig, and it all works out pretty nicely, okay? All right, so for this, we got the law of cosines. Please make sure you get this down, okay? So the law of cosines, there's really just 3. It's this: a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a, so on and so forth. Those are really the 3 laws of cosines, okay? And those are used for solving sides. So if I'm looking for side A, I use the top. Side B, I use the second. And side C, obviously, I use the last formula, okay? But what if they're not asking us to find a side? What if they say find an angle, okay? When would we find an angle? When would we know to do that? Well, we would find the angle when we're given all 3 sides. So if we're given all 3 sides, then I'm either going to be looking for angle A, angle B, or angle C. That's going to be the problem today. That's why I put these problems up there, okay? On the flip side. I'm sorry, it looks like there's a glare right there. I apologize. So, on cosine, if I'm looking for A, if I'm looking for cosine, if I'm looking for angle A, I'm going to use this formula. A squared minus B squared minus C squared over negative 2BC. If I'm looking for B, I use that formula. If I'm looking for C, I use that formula. Now, that is different from the book, okay? These formulas over here, if you look in the book, you're only going to see it on like an example problem, but it's different, okay? Let me explain to you why I wrote them like this, okay? If I'm solving for angle A, so this is important. If I'm solving for angle A, I'm going to use this formula. Where did I get this formula from? I derived it from this formula, okay? So, to get this, I moved that over, so that's negative B. I moved that over, so that's negative C squared. And then I divide by negative 2B. C, negative 2BC. And that's where I get that, okay? Now, there's ways that you can manipulate it and you don't have to deal with a negative on the bottom. It's not a huge deal, okay? So if you see it written somewhere differently, don't go, oh no, Coach Wright told me wrong. He didn't show me that way. No, the reason I'm writing it up there like that is so that you can see the connection between finding the sides, which was given, and finding, oh, I wrote that down. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. That's for solving for angles. Okay. Sorry about that. Glad I caught that. So that's for solving for angles, okay? So the solving for sides was given, okay? Bam, here's the formula. And then we kind of derived that, okay? We just manipulated the original formula. So what we are going to look at today is simply finding an angle, okay? They are going to give us three sides, A, B, and C. And they're going to ask us, hey, find angle A. Hey, find angle B. Or, hey, find angle C. That's it, okay? So that's what we're going to look at. If you've got a book, guys, the example problem that I can look at, let's see, it's going to be on page 315, okay? Example 3. That's basically the one I'm going to go over, okay? I'm going to go over that problem, and then we will, I'm just going to do one example, and then I'll turn you loose. So give me just a second. I'll be back, and we'll look at the example problem. All right, so let's look at our problem now. For this problem, it says, we're not going to solve the whole triangle. It says solve triangle ABC if A is equal to 9.47 feet, B is 15.9 feet, and C is 21.1 feet. Find angle C, okay, for angle C. So I went ahead and wrote down the formula that we're going to use, okay, to save a little bit of time right there. So you can see, okay, if we're solving for angle C, then obviously we're going to use the formula where C is by itself, angle C is by itself. And then, guys, we're simply just going to plug in, okay? That's it. This is straight formula work. If you've got a calculator, scientific calculator, you can do this all in one step, okay? You can do every bit of this problem in one step, and it'll work out absolutely perfectly for you, okay? So I'm going to say, all right, cosine C, so I'm looking for C squared, just based on the way the formula works. So it's 21.1 squared minus, now I just write down the minus and then put the A in parentheses, okay? 9.47 squared, write down the minus, okay? This is where people will mess up, is because of these negatives. 15.9 squared, okay? All of this is going to be divided by -2 times A, which is 9.47, okay, times B, which is 15.9, okay? Now, again, the only difference with this, the only sometimes issues with these problems is the fact that you've got this 21.1 squared, that's obviously positive, minus 9.47 squared is, 80, whatever that is, but it's going to be minus that, okay? It's not a negative square giving us a positive. That's not what is happening, okay? So you got to be careful with that, all right? And it's okay if you come up with a negative value right here. Now, the angle's not going to be negative, but you can come up with a negative value. So let me show you on my calculator how I'm going to plug this in, okay? There's a couple different ways, and I know y'all have all seen this. I like to do it to where I have the top and the bottom, numerator and denominator, obviously. I can plug this in identical to this if I do it this way, okay? But if not, you can still, even with a regular scientific calculator, plug this in, okay? You just got to make sure that you do it correctly. So it's going to be, I'm just going to go parentheses, 21.1, close parentheses, squared, minus parentheses, 9.47, close parentheses, squared, minus parentheses, and I'm going to show you this, 15.9, close parentheses, squared. So you can see how I plug that in, okay? I know you may not can see the front of it, the very first of it, but I just plugged that in just like normal, okay? I just plugged it in straight like that, okay? So it just turns into calculator work. On the bottom, I'm going to go -2, parentheses 9.47, close parentheses, parentheses 15.9. Okay, so I just plugged it in like that. Okay, so I just straight up plugged it directly in my calculator. Okay, I'm going to hit enter now. And like I said, I came up with a negative value. Okay, I came up with a negative value. That's okay. Okay, because that's not my answer. To find angles, remember, we'll use the buttons above. Okay, use the buttons above cosine. So I'm going to go second cosine. See? Now I'm going to copy and paste that in there. You can estimate it, okay? I'm going to be fine with that. It's going to be multiple choice on the test, but I could estimate that or I could plug that in, hit enter, and there's my answer, 109.9. Okay, 109.9 degrees. We'll probably round to the nearest 10th degrees. Okay, or obviously if I said round to the nearest whole number, it would be 110. Okay, so really, guys, at the end of the day, it's just calculator work. Okay, at the end of the day, it's just calculator work. Make sure that you got down those formulas from earlier in the video and make sure that you can handle this. Now, on today's lesson, I know I've done some stuff in forms and it grades itself and sometimes it messes up and sometimes it's terrible. Today's just going to be 2 problems, just like this, not multiple choice, okay? And also, I'm going to send out an invite, another invite or more invites to I want to have a Google Meet tonight, and I'm probably going to try to get all my pre-cal classes involved. So about 7:30 tonight is what I've got planned. So anyways, I hope to see y'all there tonight. And that's nothing, guys. It's just a quick touch base. Make sure you don't have any questions. Make sure you understand what's going on. Just touch base. It's nothing more, nothing less than that, okay? So anyways, I hope to see you all tonight at our meeting, and I hope you have a great day.